Hyperphagia is usually associated with problems of compulsive overeating. However, this is connected more to a problem in the brain, the forebundle of the brain, a lesion, also in the hypothalamus or other areas of the brain. That is to say, it is a physiological anomaly, and it will cause individuals to compulsively overeat.
What is the responsibility of the lateral area of the hypothalamus? The responsibility of the lateral area of the hypothalamus is to sense hunger. What happens if there is destruction of the lateral area of the hypothalamus? In destruction of the lateral area, this will lead to anorexia and failure to thrive in infants. What inhibits hunger? Hunger is inhibited by leptin, which leads to decrease in appetite. What is a mnemonics to help you remember the destruction of the lateral area of the hypothalamus? The mnemonics to help you remember this is just remember that if you zap your lateral nucleus, you will shrink laterally. What is the responsibility of the ventromedial area? The responsibility of the ventromedial area is satiety. What happens if there is destruction of the ventromedial area? In destruction of the ventromedial area, this will lead to hyperphagia. What are some conditions that can lead to destruction of the ventromedial area? Conditions that can lead to destruction of the ventromedial area are craniopharyngiomas. What stimulates satiety and therefore decreasing appetite? Stimulation of satiety happens with leptin. What is the mnemonic that helps you remember what happens if there is destruction of the ventromedial area? The mnemonics to help you remember this is just remember that if you zap your ventromedial nucleus, you will grow ventrally and medially.
We hear the words obesity and overweight all too often, but most people don't understand the real meaning. A simple definition of obesity is someone that weighs 20% more than what is considered normal weight for their height. How fat we are is measured by body mass index, or BMI, a simple calculation based on height and weight. The body mass index is not only a good estimate of someone's fatness, but also whether or not they have a greater likelihood of diseases like diabetes, heart disease, cancer, or even death. A healthy or normal ranged body mass index for adult men and women is 18.5 to 25. A BMI over 25 and up to 30 is considered overweight, and an over 30 BMI is considered obese. The exceptions in the BMI calculations are pregnant women, frail elderly people, bodybuilders, and chronically ill people. Why is America so fat? The obvious cause for being overweight or obese is taking in more calories than one burns. There are, however, other more complex causes of obesity. Our bodies have a very elaborate system in place involving trillions of cells, all working synergistically. And for certain people, this system simply does not work properly. Research shows that genetics can also play a role in obesity. Then there are eating disorders and medical issues like thyroid problems, anxiety, depression, and menopause. Finally, other factors like hormone treatments, birth control, and stress have also been proven to play a role. There is some good news in all of this. It's possible to treat and beat obesity. Just because someone has a genetic predisposition to something does not mean that those genes have to turn on. In addition, many people can get help and guidance from a registered dietitian and begin to make changes in diet and lifestyle. For the vast majority of overweight and obesity sufferers, these changes are enough to make a marked difference. Another option for beating overweight is to calculate your own BMI and perhaps, most importantly, avoid weight-reducing crash diets, as most people tend to rebound and end up heavier than they were when they started. Overcoming obesity and overweight is no easy task. Remember, this is a disease, and while overcoming disease is very possible, it's also challenging. Start with your health professionals, and then you will need supportive people around you and probably even a support group specific to helping people through the process of losing weight and avoiding the yo-yo weight loss and gain scenario that we see all too often. It is important to recognize that there is also an emotional component to this disease, and having that support group in place is crucial to your success. If you have tried to lose weight before and failed, take some time to look at your attempts and see what worked and what did not. If you have loved ones in the house with you, you will need their support too, which may mean positive, healthy changes in diet and lifestyle for everyone. Sometimes weighing in and exercising as a family is very helpful. For you more technical people, it may help to calculate your own body mass index to get a benchmark of where you are starting. Take charge of your health starting today, and please, if I can assist you or direct you in any way, don't hesitate to contact me.
According to the National Institute of Mental Health, there are 4 main types of eating disorders: anorexia nervosa, bulimia, binge eating disorder not otherwise specified. This video is about the best-known eating disorder, anorexia nervosa. Although all eating disorders are extremely damaging for your physical and psychological health, anorexia is also the most lethal. According to some estimates, up to 10% of patients suffering from anorexia will die from the disease. While both genders can die from metabolic complications and starvation, anorexia is also highly correlated with suicide. According to the National Institute of Mental Health, anorexia is characterized by the following symptoms: the presence of extreme thinness or emaciation, highly restricted eating, an obsession with being thin, and a fervent opposition to gaining and maintaining any new weight. There is often a constant self-loathing of their body. Low body weight is redefined to be commendable. Sufferers often have extreme denial about the physical emaciation and any health risk of anorexia. Anorexics engage in 2 types of approaches to food. Number 1, severe food restriction that is rigid and systematized. There is an unforgiving stance toward eating food, and there is a refusal to face the problem with the eating. Number 2, binge eating, following by purging, the possible use of laxatives, extreme food restriction, and high amounts of exercise to keep the body slender. Anorexia, as with other eating disorders, can often coexist with other serious mental health disorders. Depression, anxiety, post-traumatic stress disorder, and obsessive-compulsive disorder commonly co-occur with eating disorders. Eating disorders are very serious conditions, and they can even be lethal. If you think you or someone you know may have an eating disorder, please seek the assistance of a clinical psychologist.